Alrighty, welcome to our Sunday tournament. This is the You Can Scrimmage. Genius name.
Yeah.
I'm UltraDavid. James Chen is doing the actual work part of this. He's running the tournament. Shoutouts to James.
Yep. And I'm going to be doing lots of things at the same time, so pardon
He's a busy
me.
man, so I'll prattle. So this is going to be our tournament for players at gold ranked and under. So the intention of this is not so that like somebody can come in and smurf and get a win. There's like no money on the line. Don't do that. But instead, it's to help people learn and give them an opportunity to get used to a tournament, to work on stuff, to have their match streamed, and to get the sort of commentary analysis that comes along with that. I believe the winner gets to play you. Is that the game as well, James? It's certainly what happened last time.
They get to pick one of us.
Okay, all right. Whoever you want to play is who you're going to get a chance to play. We have, I believe, 23 people in this.
Yeah.
Today.
There we go. All right. So let's do this. Let's jump over. It's going to be KinoTheatre going up against MerryPrankster coming up here to start the event. Also, everybody at home, let me know how the volume is for you guys. Let me know if you can actually hear everything. Yes, my cat is giving me affection overload.
Nice.
You were platinum before? Dude, it's tough, man. Ultra Gold Platinum area, it's interesting. Like, I felt like I had more trouble during the Ultra Gold Platinum period of my growth.
Yeah. I think many people will say that. I know Daniel in the chat just agreed with you, and I agree with you too, that area is really volatile and it's hard to know how to progress. It's part of why we're doing this. Help people out.
Exactly.
Help you all figure out. So it is indeed going to be Rainbow Mika. And Ryu. Did you know Ryu's in this game, James?
Wow.
It's
crazy because, at this level, you do get a lot of the Ryu players still here because, he's such a quote-unquote, basic character for people to use.
Well, he's certainly a popular character, no doubt about it. And by the way, this season, I do think that he's legit. Yeah. I'm not going to tell you I think he's great, but I do think he's legit, sure.
Yeah, I don't think any of the characters are particularly bad. Oh, the drop kick. Okay.
No.
And so one of the nice things about this is you actually start to learn that, a lot of these players, despite being in silver and bronze, you can tell they've practiced a lot of combos and sequences and things like that. It's very impressive to watch, but close to stun here. Oh, God, just going for the tick throw.
So one thing I would say to MerryPrankster right off the bat that I've noticed is that we have not seen a quick rise or a back roll. It's always been delayed wake up, and that gives the opponent the most time to figure out what to do. It gives them more setups in general, right? Sometimes you want to not do that, but
there we go.
That is something to keep in mind.
Yeah, well, there was a back roll right there. They might be listening. A lot of times I'll say stuff,
That's
and then,
cool, yeah.
and then all of a sudden they do it. It's hilarious.
I think that's great, yeah, for sure.
All right.
Woo, let's talk about footsies.
Yeah, I mean, the dangerous thing about those... Oh, God, okay. Look at this. All of a sudden from MerryPrankster... And getting his combo fully in there, too. But, you always have to be careful because, Street Fighter V is different than a lot of the other Street Fighters where sweeps as a panic button is a really terrible idea. And you'll see a lot of players kind of go for that a lot of the times.
That has to be spaced at, like, the exact max distance, right, for any characters to be safe.
Oh, okay. And again, drop kick, just in case you don't know, is plus on block for Mika. So she's got the mix-ups. Available for herself. Oof.
The classic bait of that microphone, I'll tell you, everybody wants to move in on it.
And I do like
you don't want to let her do it.
Yeah, and I like the fact that, he had the wake up EX uppercut one time at least, just to kind of ooh, okay. Tricky little mix up there.
Yeah, she can feel very oppressive. No doubt.
Yeah, I mean, I had a video up on our YouTube channel, shameless plug, on youtube.com/UltraChenTV, talking about, mix-ups and how to kind of get into the mindset of them. And the example that I used was with Mika. And a lot of times that range, like this starting range right here, is kind of where you just don't want to be against Mika. Because she has the drop kick and the dash up, command grab, and all these different options available to her. Oh, see, there you go, right there. As soon as you block that slide, you got to make sure you have your punish ready to go. It's almost like reacting to an uppercut in this game. You have to have the muscle memory built into punishing sweeps right away.
I'll tell you, the KinoTheatre has been doing it at a good range.
Yeah.
Yeah, that range you're talking about, it's not point blank. It's a spot instead where KinoTheatre can pressure with that, with drop kick, with dash, jump, all sorts of stuff.
Oh, there we go.
There it is.
Okay.
Again. Oh.
Yeah. Oops. That was definitely an execution error. I feel like that was supposed to be crouching medium kick into fireball over there.
Uh-oh.
And you see, what's interesting right now is that if you've noticed, KinoTheatre has done this every time. Called in Nadeshko, attacked, Nadeshko attacks, and then he goes for a throw. That's 3 times now. Even on hit, that's what he did. So that's something to be aware of. If you are both, if you're MerryPrankster, you got to be ready for that setup. And if you're KinoTheatre, you got to develop a different mix-up to go along with it.
By the way, I love the crouching fierce right there. So we're definitely seeing MerryPrankster understand, look, I'm getting jumped in a lot. This is a bummer. At least the crouching fierce was there.
Right.
Improvement.
Yeah, the toughest...
Again, the sweep has been a terror.
Yeah, the toughest thing right now for MerryPrankster is he has been caught in that middle distance, and he has not been able to really profit and get away from this range. And there we go. So KinoTheatre is going to take it 2-0. I forgot to update the score, by the way, but
again, that spot was a really, really strong spot for KinoTheatre. So for both players, there's that frustrating spot where you feel like your only way to challenge is like with buttons or with blocking. But keep in mind that you can backdash to escape situations. You can jump back to escape situations. So if you notice that you're at a spot where like you keep getting hit by slide, by crouching fierce, by medium kick, you can escape, right? And you don't need to escape by moving forward. You can escape by moving backwards too.
Okay.
So if it is those 2 characters, what do you think about it, James?
It was Lucia, and who was the other character?
Necalli.
You know what's funny? Now that I think about it, I almost never play any Necallis. Like, it just, never happens. It's crazy. He's a character that I feel like has just kind of disappeared now. It's kind of sad, actually.
Yeah, he had a reputation as being a little boring. And I think that wasn't unearned in a sense, but I do think that now, especially with some of the buffs he's gotten, he's, I would say, a lot more interesting for me at least, and I do think strong.
Yeah, I mean, he's always been good. Like, I'm curious right now if, for example, ground pound reaches high enough to hit the burn kick. Probably not. And if that's the case, then...
Yeah, I wouldn't think so.
Yeah, Lucia might... Oh, I like the Lakers color Lucia here. I like this color.
Lakers, huh?
Yeah. Lakers versus Kiss, basically. Okay, V reversal.
I like that V reversal. Yeah, that would have been +2, which is one of his buffs this season. Yeah. And if you can avoid getting plus frames in the corner like that, I mean, yeah, you're out of there. I agree for sure.
And this is one of the toughest things about a character like Lucia. When she gets caught in the corner, it's rough. She can get control.
Was a punish opportunity.
Yep, just using that crouching V. Oh, but see, there you go. That standing heavy kick from Necalli into V trigger cancel. And this is actually something that I'm terrible at, is when the opponent gets the V trigger ready to go, to look out for the activation button that everybody uses. And Necalli's is standing heavy kick, so it's one of those things that you have to be wary of.
Yeah, there's that ground pound coming in.
Yeah, I mean, this is...
so just keeping it light with the burn kick. We haven't seen much more risk than that.
Yeah, I mean, that's the easiest way to start with Lucia because, it's not really super punishable. Okay, I like that, actually.
Get out of there.
Interrupting the plus frames is a good idea as well. Oh! Can he juggle after that? I feel like he can EX uppercut in that situation.
He can definitely uppercut. Oh no! What a great move by Balbory. You already saw it.
Yeah, but a dropped combo right there, and one of those situations, keep trying to quick rise just in case your opponent drops a combo. Oh, you gotta punish that sweep.
Yeah, these are big threats. I wouldn't mind seeing a reversal. Okay, escape.
But see, one of the interactions I'd like to talk about is that EX stomp, right? So we had an EX stomp, and then an EX uppercut by Stilsworth afterwards. then Balbory baited it out the second time, and then the third time he did the EX stomp, he just attacked right away. So again, showing that kind of adaptation and storytelling, you know, that you want to keep track of. So I like that little sequence so far between the two.
Nice, link it. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Plus, Balbory with the same idea. You got plus range? Nope.
Oh, air-to-air situation. Oh, nice block on the overhead, but didn't quite have the punish for it.
Here's a big chance. Oh boy! Dash! What a gutsy maneuver.
I know, I kind of like that. I kind of like him dashing in afterwards, you know, trying to take advantage of those plus frames and try to go for some extra damage.
So, I like the V reversals that we saw out of Stilsworth. I like the little interplay between whether EXDP after the EX stomps or not. I think both players had good mix-ups on that. I would like to see maybe a little bit more of Necalli's movement rather than kind of jumping and buttons. I think for me that's one of the big strengths of the character is his dash speed, especially in Trigger.
Yeah, same kind of for Lucia. Despite all of her stubby normals, her walk speed is obviously one of the best in the game. And that's kind of what you have to take advantage of, really, for her. Also, another thing that I've noticed from Stilsworth is that he has not really implemented Lucia's fireball game, which is very, very valuable. Now, obviously, against a ground pound, it probably wouldn't work necessarily as well, but it is a nice little tool to have to keep opponents honest in a lot of ways.
Oh! Harassing. Oh, Balbory would love to get that trigger. Yes, you see the stand around. That was the intention.
Yep, like I said, that's the activation button. Just like Lucia does run EX kicks, you know, it's something you gotta look out for as well.
I really like these dash unders that we've seen from Balbory. If you're not confident anti-airing, that's a really good choice. Oh no! I have an ult for Necalli, it's so important.
Oh no! Okay, I'm pretty sure Stilsworth thought he was gonna jump over because at the last second Balbory walked backwards, and so that slide was probably supposed to be just a crouching light kick.
That makes sense.
Definitely crouching light kick at that point blank range is not a good. I mean, slide at that range is not a good thing.
Right. Oh, what a reaction by Stilsworth moving her. So I do like the walk under, like I said, but you know, very important I think for Balbory to pay attention to in the future. I don't know that he's anti-aired one time, and that has allowed Stilsworth to jump in, gain pressure, block stun, hit stun, all sorts of stuff has come from that.
Yeah. A lot of the times it's hard to tell that you're actually losing a lot because of the jump in. Because after you block the jump in, you feel like you succeeded. Oh, nice combo confirmed.
Yeah, great hit confirm.
Yeah, and that's the max damage hit confirm off of that as well, so that's actually really good. And I called him Stilsworth this whole entire time. I'm sorry about that. It's supposed to be Stilsworth. But, you know, the thing is, like, a lot of times when you lose a match like this, you're like, man, the pressure up close was crazy and everything. But really, what it comes down to was that you weren't anti-airing. All of that pressure came from the jump-ins, and when you block the jump-in at a lower level, you feel like, oh, I successfully blocked. Because when you block, it feels like a success, right? You didn't get hit. But honestly, like, once they get in from that jump, that's where you're going to lose most of your damage, because that's free pressure for them. That's free pressure for them.
All right, well, nicely done, folks. I think there's quite a bit to... you know, look back and check out and move on from. But that said, like I said, I think for both players, I liked important stuff that they were doing. Stilsworth jumped more and more in that set. So it's not just that it was, you know, anti-airs that weren't forthcoming. It was also that Stilsworth was like, aha, I see that I'm not getting anti-aired, and so I'm going to continue to do it, right? Like, that was a very, very smart recognition of what was going on. Hey, Balbory. I don't want to hear that, buddy. Who says I played poopy in the stream? That's not what this is about, okay? This is not... Yes, it's a tournament. We're trying to get... Somebody will win, somebody will lose. But really, what this should be, I think, in your mind, is a chance to learn what it's like to play on stream, to find things that you could do better. Nobody's going to be playing perfectly. Nobody ever plays perfectly. So, win or lose, I hope that this is something that could be positive regardless. That's the intention, certainly.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, you know, playing on stream like that, I mean, trust me, as a person who repeatedly plays very, very badly on stream, I totally understand and just how scary it can be playing on stream like that. And that's the whole idea. So let's go ahead and switch over to the match over here, and then I will update the names. This is going to be Dro versus... Ooh, dang, check that out. He's actually still here. Dro actually made it into Grand Finals last week, so that was actually really cool. Ended up getting second place. Okay.
Sweet.
So we've got a repeat player here. And that's another thing, too, that's kind of interesting here for these players to kind of get used to, because, you know, some of these opponents that you're going to be running into now are going to have matches and archives and stuff, and you're going to be able to have seen them play before. So you can kind of you can kind of sort of, you know, download them, so to speak. So, you know, there's always that capability now.
Huge opportunity right here for GohansMom. That's one thing about Sakura. Look, she's got the dance. No doubt about that.
Yeah. I mean, kind of similar to Laura, you know, playing the character he's playing against, which is Laura, of course.
Yeah, the characters. Look, Laura's got great mix-ups. There's a lot. I feel like there's a lot of stuff going for her. For Sakura, her pressure doesn't last very long. She typically presses buttons and then gets pushed out. But if she finds a hit, it's a billion damage.
Yeah. Stubby normals for Sakura, very similar to a Lucia situation, but if you get the hit, like you said, lots of damage. And again, walk speed important, very, very important. Yeah. Oh boy, here we go, snowball time. Oh, yep, try to go for the throw. The air. That is a situation that's so hard when you jump and you're intending to hit someone on the ground and you both jump. You're like, oh my gosh, and then what button do you hit? You know.
Yeah, and it's very common that players have that same kind of idea. Uh-oh, it's time to go into the air, right? Both sides have that. Happens all the time.
Ooh, okay. Goes in there trying to use the armor, gets the cross up. Yeah, that's a perfect setup.
I can't believe they gave her that buff. Oh my god.
Which buff?
The medium into special cancel.
Oh, yeah. Hey man, clearly Laura needed help. She only just won, you know, Capcom Cup, that's all, so...
the intention was command grab, GohansMom's out of there.
Yeah, and that's one thing you've always got to remember too, when Sakura has that V-trigger activated, her uppercut is invincible. Oh! Okay, so good pressure from Dro. And I don't think Dro was using Laura last time, so this is a new character for him. This is a new character choice. He had mentioned this to me earlier as well. This is he wanted to see how he could do with a new character. So I like his intention of switching between different characters. You know, it's one of those things that you don't want to get married to your character necessarily, or you get stuck with Cammy and not have fun for such a long time. So.
That would be a bummer if that's ever happened to anybody. Wow, Dro ends up making this full comeback. That was just a lot of consistent pressure right there. And one thing I think for GohansMom to keep in mind is that there's a panic button there. And we know what it is now, and it's crouching short. We saw GohansMom do it a lot. Crouching short. In fact, got a couple of counter hits, and so crouching short combos. So that's something to really pay attention to. If you always have the same buttons, the same whatever it is that you use when you're in a panic situation, people can begin to prey on that. I think we did notice Dro counter hit that a couple of times by the end.
And not only that, but if you're Sakura and you're going to panic button crouching light kick and it's a counter hit, you're going to want to at least have crouching light kick, standing light kick, so that if you do counter hit them, you can combo into something. Ooh, crush! Oh no, just a little too slow on that dash. Okay, look at this. GohansMom going in for a little pressure now. I like this. And again, one of the exciting things to see about these players, like I said, is that, you know, clearly these players are all very capable. They're just like, there's just a few small things they need to adjust, you know, and that's one of the cool things that you see about this as well.
Bro, ends up making it through. Okay, a couple of things for GohansMom to pay attention to. They've thrown fireballs, and Dro, I think, 3 times has done EX elbow through on reaction. So the intention certainly is to try to control the stage, just like this. That's great. But if Laura has EX meter, I think that's really something to second guess.
And maybe also try to, you know, bait out with some fakes or something. Oh, and if you block that elbow, you've got to make sure that you take your turn afterwards. Start, you know, using standing light punch, making sure that they understand, because that is minus on block. Oh, look at this.
There it is.
And see, what was really important about that was that Dro got those couple of throws in a row, and you saw GohansMom wake up with a counter throw right away. Dro had managed to put GohansMom into that panic situation. And one of the hardest things in Street Fighter V to learn is that when you get knocked down in the corner and you start getting mixed up, is to remain calm. It's weird, but it's hard to do. It's one of the hardest things to do. And Street Fighter V in particular is a game that you gotta learn how to, you know, stay blocking and stay very defensive in that situation. But, you know, and keep your head straight. But it's hard. It's very, very hard.
Look, there are times when you just have to sit there. You just have to tech a throw rather than you want to backdash, you want to jump, right? You want to press a button. Sometimes you just gotta respect the opponent's offensive option and either block or tech. Even if it feels like, oh, I need to get out of here, right? There's a lot of situations in this game where you do need to respect in the first place. Now, once you and your opponent know the mix-up around that, that's when you can start to get away with crazy stuff, and it opens up a little bit more. But you really do need to show that sort of fundamental respect early on.
And again, we're only streaming on the winner side right now, so we are going to be seeing some repeat players, but that's good, and that's another reason why you want to keep winning as well, because then you get to get your match to stream, and you get us talking about it and everything like that.
Mm-hmm. I did like watching Stilsworth. Again, I liked the recognition that there wasn't much anti-airing coming from the opponent. You know, without crapping on any of the players. You need to recognize as a player when you should sort of go for the throw, right? What are the things that the opponent's letting you get away with? And keep them up. You don't need to change if there's nobody making you change.
Right.
I thought that was a really good recognition by Stilsworth.
I like Curse7781 is jumping on here, but we're going to use his CFN handle over here, which is Saltmaker. And is he a Honda player? Do we have a double Honda, double Lucia sitting here?
Are we going Honda Lucia right now?
Oh, man. Oh, poor Stilsworth.
Oh, that's a tough matchup, I know. But I hope that Saltmaker will be able to overcome it.
Nice. I see you there, David. I see you there.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll see if they even go with that matchup.
Of course, of course. No, I mean, honestly, one of the reasons why that this fight is hard, like I said, Lucia does have problems in the corner, and Honda is one of those characters that can get you into the corner very, very easily.
I do think people in the chat who are wondering, I do think, and I agree with you, that this is Honda's advantage. Not by a lot, I think it's oversold a little bit, but I do think Honda has an advantage.
I mean, at this point in time, you know, obviously the matches that we played, my Lucia was probably at half strength compared to what it is now.
Yeah, I'm sure you're way better.
So,
no
I mean, I'll probably still lose most of the time just because you know my tendencies really well, and I'm muscle memory based too much. But at the same time, I've beaten other Hondas on stream and things like that, so
I have no doubt.
Although I've also lost to a lot of Hondas. I definitely have a new rage clip where I'm complaining about Honda. So.
Look, Honda's a frustrating character to play against. I just had a long set against the strong Honda last night. We were playing both mirrors and other characters. And yeah, Honda's got just weird stuff. You have to play against him so differently than any other characters.
Yeah, he's also a character that you really have to know the frame data for. You have to know all the hand slaps, and you also have to recognize which hand slaps. Oh, wake up hand slap, the UltraDavid right there.
That's right.
Ooh, okay, I like this confirms from Stilsworth. I mean, that's the confirm that I actually don't do into the run up kicks a lot of the time. So I like that he has that on deck constantly.
Double dash! Ooh, yeah. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Hands.
But that's the danger right there. But that's the danger right there, is that if you're too handsy, the jump is going to be a problem. And so as Honda, sometimes you gotta delay your hand and then bait the jump and actually anti-air.
Saltmaker not ready for the jump. Okay, jab hand.
Dude.
Look, jab hand. Oh no, it's gonna whiff.
And we get the full punish, yeah, and leaves him standing. Wow, what? Dude, you are plus on hit. So what's interesting about that EX uppercut, see now, you know, you'll feel like, oh, you know, that was just kind of like this crazy decision. I mean, honestly, you know, you're plus on hit in that situation, so the opponent really has to respect you even if you just stand jab, especially Honda, who's a 4-frame character. So
do you know how plus she is there?
+2, +1 or +2.
Okay, so yeah, she does get a free jab for sure, and there's nothing that Honda can do about it. But look, I think it's not unreasonable because we've seen Saltmaker do honestly so many hands. I mean,
right.
That probably was what that EX caught.
Right. So exactly. So that is a situation where it's more about the player than anything. But you know, from the Street Fighter V logic standpoint, you know, it's not something you should be doing, but it's all good. Oh. I'm gonna have to teach Stilsworth some of her corner combos there.
Hey, thanks for showing up, Zansa. I hope that it went okay. Hope you had a good time.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're out of the tournament, like, please let us know in the Discord or anything like that. If you have any feedback or anything, or if you know, just let us know if you had a good time and everything.
Well, if you'll notice, and again, Stilsworth's doing this, recognizing what the opponent is likely to do and capitalizing on it. So at the beginning of this match, okay, so there's the one. At the beginning of this match, Stilsworth was not as jump heavy, was not as button heavy. But having seen that Saltmaker likes to press buttons a lot, Stilsworth has gotten a read on that and has taken advantage of it. Yeah.
And again,
there's few anti-air. Stilsworth again is really doing a good job here.
Yeah, he's just jumping at him all day and going for cross-ups and hitting meaty buttons and things. It is definitely a situation where, whoops, yeah, you gotta watch out for that. That's just unfamiliarity with that move.
It does a grip, no doubt.
Yeah, just gotta be ready for it. And again, you know, as soon as he activates, you know that that's an option, so you just gotta look out. Wow! Definitely not what he intended, but it'll work. And so, again, really honestly what it comes down to right now is that Saltmaker needs to, you know, learn to just look out for the jumps. Start playing a little less buttonsy. Get ready for the anti-airs. Nice cross under, and good confirm into the run-up kicks again. That's the most damage, but she gets no mix-up off of that. That's the weakness of doing the run-up kicks mid-screen. Oh, I like it. Was that actually Saltmaker trying to go for the anti-air that time, and he just mistimed it, maybe hit heavy punch a little too early?
Not sure, but I do think that's the primary thing to look for if you're Saltmaker here. You don't always need to be doing something. There's certainly a tendency, there's a desire to want to constantly be doing things, I get it. But sometimes you do need to sit still. Sometimes you do need to sort of look for what the opponent, expect what the opponent is going to do, right? Rather than trying to always be the one who is moving, trying to be the one who is always doing something. Sometimes you have to think ahead a little bit and, you know, maybe guess that the opponent will jump and look out for that. Maybe guess that the opponent will dash and look out for that. So you can't always be doing stuff. I think that's the primary thing I would say.
Right.
Yeah, we've talked about doing this for other games. I agreed with James when he said that this is probably best for SF5 at the start, but I do think it would be cool if we did others eventually as well.
Yeah. That's the idea. It's the idea. Yep. At some point we'll be able to try to do. I mean, unfortunately, weirdly enough, Street Fighter V still has some of the quote better netcode.
I hear you.
But I mean, I would love to do this for like KI, for MK, you know, for all the other games as well. I think that would be super cool.
I'm with you. So it is going to be Ryu versus Mika, same matchup that Kino played earlier.
Yep.
And now, maybe we'll get a chance to see a different way to deal with this as Ryu. We'll see what RaidaJeff does. Again, that sweep, and we really saw Kino use it well.
This is the path of my round one. Fight!
Ah, the PlayStation getting connected way later than the PC. I've already been watching this for like 10 seconds.
Yeah, I know. I've had to
I'm
like.
on PC right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so the V reversal to get out of there. Again, if you are worried about a situation, I think that's a completely reasonable response.
Ooh, that drop kick. And yeah, so what's happening right now, one of the mistakes that RaidaJeff is making is he's fighting Mika from Mika range. So Mika, again, is one of those characters that at that range of her dash and her drop kick, that is where she is the scariest. And RaidaJeff is kind of falling into that. You see that he's blocking and staying in that range. He's got to back off, maybe even jump backwards, backdash, you know, try to do something to get himself out of that range and try to take advantage of, you know, more Ryu fireballs. Okay, I like that. And it's one of the trickiest things because in fighting games, down back always feels like the safest thing to do, but down back means you're not moving, and so it's a huge problem.
And just like when we saw Kino play against Duck Helmet.
Oh, that not a combo.
Pretty sick.
Was that
Pretty sick.
combo? I don't think that was.
It was not that. I think that.
I'm not sure.
I thought it was. Just like when we saw Kino play earlier, they are doing a really good job, I think, at maintaining that spot, right? So it's not just that the Ryu players that we've seen so far play against Kino, not just that they haven't escaped those spots, but it's also Kino putting himself in that spot consistently.
Yeah, yeah.
Great.
Very aggressive to get into that space every single time. Oops, actually, Kino won that one. Again, shoutouts to FARP for creating this stream control program. Super sick. Yeah.
That's the great range right there. If RaidaJeff can keep that where he's outside of what Mika wants to do, where he can whip punish with stand short. Yes, beautiful spot.
And not only that, but there was a couple times where he was walking backwards and then slid and then dashed forward. So, you know, he turned the fake, defensive into aggression just like that. So I like that. But again, KinoTheatre has been getting away with a lot of slides. You had noted that he was doing a lot of good slides in the previous match, and he's doing the same thing here. Beautiful V reversal.
Great reversal right there. That's exactly the timing to use it. It would be great to have V trigger still, but sometimes you gotta stay alive, folks.
Okay, there we go. Good punish combo right there. So getting a little extra damage. Oof! Tried to get away from the drop kick.
So if you're Ryu, right, and you see that she's charging up, there's a couple things that you can do. One is that you have a parry, and you can parry that and blow it up. You have an EXDP. I don't know if this is true, but you might be able to do crouching medium kick underneath because many characters can low profile it.
You can also,
so
like,
you can pay attention to. You can backdash.
You can stand medium, punch it and stuff. Now,
sure, you can just knock it out of the air. Yeah.
Obviously, one of the issues, of course, you know, I don't want to.
Hey, Barry, that's what I'm talking about. Somebody's listening.
I don't want to knock it, obviously, because this is online and it can get tricky if it's a little jaggy, you know, depending on the connection and stuff like that. But, you know, that is just, you know, something that you got to be aware of trying to stop that drop kick. Or...
Oh, did it work? The classic little trick. The catching fear, it's not plus in that situation right there, at least not anymore. Moved? Hold on a second. There's a chance. It'll be slide. No, patient.
Oh, the microphone. Yeah, absorb. Oh, no! The mic makes right, dude. Oh, jeez.
Oh, no.
Oh, forgot.
The Ultra are going to be flying in and picking up his body after that. The bounce! That was tough. That's tough.
Okay.
We're still seeing a lot of good things out of Kino. I like it. Great ranges on stuff. The mix-ups have been good. Nice job on that hit confirm, by the way.
Yeah, that's one of those things. That
means top 8?
Yeah, but, you know, unfortunately, that's just one of those things that I feel like is, you know, matchup experience, right? You forget that the microphone is going to bounce like that, and then you just get caught by that. So, happens. Let's see.
So we have the top 8 winners set as a result. It will be Stilsworth versus KinoTheatre and TheInterceptor versus Dro.
You know what I actually need to do here? I just realized now. The way that I have my stuff set up, I don't have any space where I can write things like top 8. You know, or winners, semis, these kind of things like that. That's something I'm going to have to keep in mind. Oh yeah, Fugu. No. They're just watching. They're just watching. Although 2 weeks ago we had one player who was like platinum trying to play, and we were like, and he was like, oh, I had no idea. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
Oh man.
All right, cool.
Shout outs to Fugu, by the way. Living in Japan, doing a lot of good. I mean, I always run it. He always finds me at Hey Arcade whenever Evo Japan's around, playing some Super Turbo.
Yeah, man.
Cool, you got someone from Hawaii. I mean, Hawaii, I'll let it happen, so I'm down with that. So here we go. KinoTheatre and Stilsworth. Gotta swap the names here. There we go. And again, KinoTheatre starting off really strong. I mean, KinoTheatre right now looks like might be, in the position to be one of the favorites for this tournament, I feel like.
Sure. I don't think we've seen the other side of the bracket yet, but yeah, these guys are playing great. And again, that's that same spot. See, about a character's length away, about a dash length away, I should say. That's where, ooh, tried to get out of there. You gotta pay attention to whether she has one arm up or two. If one, her death show's coming out fast. If two, it takes a little bit longer.
Ooh, okay. Run into V skill 1. That's a good, screw your neutral kind of thing, just coming out of nowhere. Very punishable on block throws, so you gotta be careful. Nice beat.
Beautiful.
And I like the idea of just crushing her out of the air, too, so not even have to worry about her landing.
That range is killing everybody. Oh, it could have been stunned. Well, it is stunned after all. Easy kill. Oh, I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's dead. That's dead. I'm pretty sure that's dead. So there you go. Look at this.
Okay. But I forgot to mention this. At that same range where Kino's been hanging out, that is where her crouching strong is still very good. They nerfed it when it tries to anti-air from a little bit closer. The opponent is going to end up crossing up. It's not as strong anymore. In fact, it can lose pretty badly. But at that same spot where Kino's hanging out, crouching strong is still one of the best buttons in the game for anti-air.
Yeah.
So that's been super strong, and we have not yet seen somebody figure out a way around that.
Yeah, I mean, Stilsworth did get a couple of those cross-ups. I like the fact that he is trying to jump in, a lot. But from sometimes, like you said, he's doing it from too far away so that a crouching medium punch works too well.
You know what's funky? Almost, oh no, is that her weird far jump actually might be good at beating that same range. Right? It might put her behind crouching strong.
One of the things that Stilsworth has to be careful of is he's using a lot of heavy burn kicks in the after standing heavy punch, and that is still -4 and you're at point blank range. Now, I know on my end over here it's a little staggery. I don't know if it is on your end as well, David. Like the match kind of like chugs every once in a while. Okay, so I'm not sure if it's happening to the players as well, but good reaction to that sweep and punish right there from KinoTheatre.
Yeah, I wonder if that was intended to have been sweep activate. But in any case, I think that it's a sign that this range that Kino's been at has been just a terror for everybody. We haven't really seen people escape it. I love that. Okay, so still with the jump back. Okay, we're mentioning this range. One of the best ways to get out of a spot like that is to just move backwards.
Yep.
Reset the situation a little bit.
Get out of there. Get out of there. Mm-hmm. And that's the thing, too, is that one of the things, like I said, that Stilsworth hasn't implemented into his game and actually works pretty decently against. Okay, see, right there, which was great, because that might have been from watching the other matches that KinoTheatre always uses Nadeshko for tick throw, and Stilsworth had the tech throw all ready to go, so that was really nice. And there we go, Stilsworth is on the board. But again, one of the things that Stilsworth is going to have to learn with Lucia, and like I said, this actually does work against Mika, is the fireball game. So when you go a screen away and you start throwing those fireballs at the opponent. Now, when you activate the fireball like that, Lucia kind of leans back a little bit. She kind of moves backwards slightly, so maybe that got away from the throw, which would be super sick, and I might have to steal that. But yeah, implementing the fireball game with Lucia would probably be pretty important. Yeah, so he's trying this now because they're probably listening at the same time. And look at this! I think this is our first 1-1 that we've had on stream so far.
Lucia wins.
Uh-oh, David, I've lost you! David, I've lost.
Hello.
Oh, there you go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
It was almost a steamroll.
Yeah.
Almost a steamroll. And as we've seen each time that we've seen Stilsworth play, It's hard to figure it out, don't you think? Like, attacking from different spots. We did see the jump back. We saw EXP in a couple situations we did it before. And that was enough. It did the trick.
And okay, well, I mean, unfortunately, he didn't have the meter for an EX, so the regular uppercut kick wouldn't have worked anyway. But
would it beat the drop kick though? If it's Aaron?
Oh yeah, it would beat the drop kick if he did it against the drop kick for sure. Yeah. Those moves are definitely Aaron-able pretty early on. Ooh, there's that Nadeshko doing the damage here.
Out of there, lovely backdashes.
Yeah.
And because of that backdash, Stilsworth can challenge air to air, and that's whole pressure because of that.
Yeah, and you know, one of the strengths that we saw from Stilsworth before was his ability to go for that cross-up and land that cross-up a lot, and he is getting that a lot, but not that time.
Damage, but it does reset the situation a lot.
Yeah. Mika doesn't get any sort of craziness going there. You gotta learn how to use the... Oh, wrong jump button!
Roundhouse!
Wrong jump button, watch out! No! That was the same situation we saw earlier, backdashing into the Nadeshko.
Round 2. Fight.
Match point here for Kino. Slide under again. I really like that. I think that was intended anti-air. The medium, it was probably supposed to have been medium uppercut, right?
Ooh, okay, I like the EX there, though. Try, just kind of reset the situation. And here comes Stilsworth with the pressure in the corner. Oh, what?
I don't know what to tell you. That was beautiful. Whatever.
Okay, good V reversal to get out of that situation. Yeah, a lot of damage taken from that because of the gray health. And here comes Stilsworth trying to take it to the final game. Oh, no!
Oh, big call.
Oh, nice combo!
Yeah, that was exactly what Kino needed.
Okay, and avoided that again, but here comes, and a good tech though again, and Stilsworth right there, accidentally with an early jump kick, and do you see the slide go under that drop kick? Oh no!
These are chances right here. Another chance.
God! Oh, punish! It's two hits! It's 2 hits!
Stilsworth wants to get away so badly.
Oh!
Kino takes it. There were moments there, and I get it. Look, not only are you on stream, but at the end of a match that has been close, that you really want to win, and you see these little opportunities, it's almost difficult to get your hands to go along with what your brain thinks that you should do. Even on top of that, the sort of panic of that moment makes it difficult sometimes to even know what the proper response is. Even if, look, if Stilsworth's in training mode and they see EX, but, I'm sure they know, okay, this is minus 10 or whatever it is, I know how to punish this. But in the heat of that kind of moment, it becomes difficult.
It's so hard, yeah. Mm-hmm. And that's it's kind of the situation that I've talked about a lot, which is building muscle memory for situations, memorizing situations. The beautiful thing about fighting games is that all the situations are repeatable, so that you can always, if you get used to that particular situation, the muscle memory will come in and you'll be able to react instantaneously without thinking.
Unless there's too much lag.
Yeah.
May have been the case there. I don't know. Look, it's you guys know what game we're playing. You know how it
is.
It's
Unfortunately.
not the worst out there, but it's not the best.
Yeah, and that's always a situation. Like I said, you can't knock it. Obviously, this is just a fun.
We're all choosing to play the game.
Yeah, this is a fun beginners tournament for us, so we're not gonna hide the fact that the netcode can get really, really wonky at times. But that's it's so frustrating. Altamore, where are you? Yeah, I even see in Discord some people are talking about that. That having trouble versus Honda. So
okay.
We'll definitely have to try to help them out at some point in time. And one of the things about a probability distribution, and honestly, if you play and if anybody does start trying to talk smack or whatever, or some lurker is griefing people, we'll just ban them.
Absolutely right.
This is designed to be a friendly environment. So if anybody is not being friendly, we'll quickly show them the door.
You're out of here.
That's just it right there. So you never have to worry about that part. All right, so we're going to get Dro versus the Interceptor. We haven't seen the Interceptor. Dro had been switching to Laura and going with that, but we haven't seen the Interceptor. Oh, wait, actually, no. We did see the Interceptor last week. That's right. Okay. He was the Vega that went off the wall a lot. And see, now here's the thing, right? So you can already tell where, you know, when you get into a more advanced level, I already remembered that the Interceptor likes going off the wall. He played really well last week, and he kept going off the wall. And it's something that I remembered. And so, you know, if you guys are playing in this and you run into the Interceptor, you have to go, oh, he's the guy who likes to go off the wall, you know? And
okay. Well, Interceptor has not had a chance to do a whole lot. He walked into the corner, and then yikes!
Yeah, and then Laura happened. And
that said, it did take a while until they were in the corner, and so as Vega, as many characters with good walk speeds, who kind of want to range, you have a feeling like you can just walk backwards and no big deal, right? You got to walk the wall, or you got stuff to do to escape the corner. But for battle, really, is for not to even be in that situation in the first place.
Yeah, that's why that YouTube video I put up, I explicitly showed that the way you get out of a mix-up is by not being in that space. The
best way to deal with a mix-up is to go back in time 5 seconds and do something else.
Yep. And that's
which is to say, next time it comes up, really do your best to not be there.
Yeah. And that's the toughest thing about the games. You know, a lot of times when you do get put up into that mix-up situation, what a lot of people don't realize is that, you know, this is the case for games like Tekken, for Soul Calibur. When you are getting pressured, it's hard to play defense. It's supposed to be. You're supposed to die. The player getting the aggression is supposed to be rewarded for getting that aggression. If it's too hard to open you up, then you don't really have a game. And so the way you avoid it is by making sure you space yourself, you don't get into that space, and that's what Interceptor is doing. I think he's doing a great job this time. You see him walking away, getting away, jumping back. Uh-oh, but here we go. Laura time! Oh no. Okay, no off the wall for you! Oh, scary!
There's the time right there where Interceptor could have done stuff, right?
Yeah.
If you block Laura elbow, she is slightly negative, it's not her turn anymore, and if you have, well, especially a 3-frame button like Vega does, but for anybody, especially for Vega, that is your turn to move. Now, it may have been one of these mix-ups where Interceptor thought that Dro would do nothing, right? That Dro would be like, oh, I'm negative, hold on, I'm not gonna press the button, which is pretty common. So it might have just been a wrong side of the mix-up, but if not, if it was just patience, you know, keep in mind that that is a turn where you can move first.
Well, that's one game for Dro right there. And you can see the way, what Dro is trying to do here is just be very aggressive. And he does like to go for the throw. You see that is definitely one of the options that he likes to go with. And, you know, at the higher levels of Laura play, you're going to start learning, like after that elbow charge, to do the crouch light kick, light punch, confirm that IDOM does to chase people walking backwards or trying to jump away. But again, right there, as soon as you block that Laura elbow, hit that standing light kick for Vega, because that is your fastest button. And that is going to be the button that you're going to use to take your turn. And they've made it on purpose that almost every single of those buttons that take your turn like that are plus on block. So hitting that button to take your turn also leads into you able to do more mix-ups, which is important as well. Ouch!
Wow, the butt of that roundhouse actually beat Crouching Fierce.
Activation. Nice. Woo, okay, slide. Oh, it missed!
The up one! If it had been the up one, oh no.
Oh, that's
you gotta
painful.
think it was the idea, right? And just the execution error.
Oh, that's hard. That hurts.
That's tough.
Oh man. Oh wow, that standing medium punch is such a ridiculous anti-air for her, for Laura. Yeah, and see what I like about this, you know, kind of relating it back to the last match, we've seen what Interceptor has done a lot is that he's always tried to put himself at a far range from Laura or a close range from Laura when he has pressure. But every time she gets into this range, he walks backwards and goes away. So, you know, as Dro, he has to start realizing that Interceptor's main defense right now is walking backwards. So you gotta have to start pestering with the crouching medium kicks like that. Ooh. Okay, I like that V reversal. Get out of there. Yeah, you see Interceptor spends a lot of this round walking backwards, a lot of this match walking backwards, and that's so good. It's very smart because he hasn't been punished for it yet. Oof.
What?
That was a weird interaction.
So I think it was Fireball. Yeah, it was Fireball and it was EX. I think it's called Aurora Spin Edge, and it's just a weird interaction. Yeah.
I always call it the Ace, just because Aurora Spin Edge, Ace, is just easy to say. Here's that. Okay, so again, one of those situations, character knowledge. If you block Laura's EX Fireball, she is plus on block. Oh no, missed it, but not a punish.
Could have been punished. Yeah, could have been punished.
Yeah. Again, that's just character unfamiliarity, block stun, understanding block stun lane. Ah, the double throw. There we go, the double throw for Dro.
Laura wins.
So Dro's gonna take. So like I said, I feel like the Interceptor played really well, but these two, I think they played last week as well. But you know, one of those things to understand from Dro's point of view is that Interceptor was spending a lot of the time walking backwards. So you might want to try to go for fishing with the crouching medium kick into the light elbow to keep the walking backwards honest. But on the Interceptor side, if you block that light elbow, make sure you have that standing light kick from Vega to respond right away. Because as soon as you block that, you need to take your turn. And in fact, can Laura get the armor out in time in that situation? She can't, right? Yeah. So if she does that elbow, your light kick will be everything save a critical art. So
exactly right.
If you block that elbow, take your turn with the light kick, you're plus on block, and then go into your standard counter hit confirm combo off of that. And if the light kick counter hit, then you get a combo off of that. If not, then you can push yourself away and kind of take that position. So
yeah, I would say the two main things to do are whatever your fastest button is, like light kick for Vega, or throw. Right, either one is very low risk option.
yeah.
After the opponent gets used to that, then you can open up a little bit more. But I do think that those are the two things to really start.
And yeah, Honda is one of those characters that's going to be a tough one. If you don't know how to fight Honda, Honda can blow you up, and that's why a lot of people complain about Honda. Like as the brain dead character, I wouldn't ever do such a thing. But but no, I mean, because the thing is,
like I said, I was playing against a strong Honda last night. We got a bunch of games in, both in mirror match and various other characters that we were playing against each other's Honda. And yeah, Honda has knives for hitboxes. I get it. I know. It's hard to deal with, for sure. But he's certainly susceptible to a lot of stuff. So if you go into training mode and you really investigate, look, I think he's pretty good, but I don't think he's top tier or anything. I would say like mid-high. But he is the kind of character where if you don't do the research, then he can seem really strong.
Yep. And the nice thing about Honda really is, he does have that ability at the lower levels to be able to be like, I'm going to throw out headbutt, I'm going to throw out hand slap, I'm going to throw out butt drop, and he does
Those are the same things that Hondas do at the highest level, too. The timing may be a little bit different. Oh, no, what's going on here?
Uh-oh, what happened?
We good? Okay, alright, well, we're playing.
Yeah, well, on my PS4, remember, I'm still looking at the intros here.
Oh, okay, alright, well, you're about to see GypsyDanger get hit a couple of times standing there, and he's gonna play again, don't worry about it.
Okay.
Wow, you have still not started watching? Oh,
no, not yet. You know what? I said last time that I was going to get the Benny Hill song, the Yakety Sax, and play that every time.
We're seeing much more control as that makes. Okay, EX punish.
Yep, there's that mirror.
Quite strong.
And I've said again, I said this in an article that I wrote a while ago that sometimes you will get killed by an Aegis Reflector mix-up like that because even at rookie level here, I don't know if that's obviously a true rookie here. But at rookie level, at silver, at gold, they'll have practiced a lot of their Aegis Reflector setups because that's something that you can practice. And a lot of the times that you'll end up dying is not because you got hit by that, but because, once again, you were put in a position where you could get hit by the mix-up. Oof. Oof, missed it. Gotta watch out for armor. Yeah, armor.
I can't believe they let Honda say that. That's so great.
What is it?
When he activates his V trigger too, you never noticed?
What does he say?
Listen next time.
Okay. But look at this. GypsyDanger. Doing a great job here. Again, this is loser side of the bracket, so whoever loses this does go home, quote home. They're already home,
right?
In 7th place, but you know
they get to walk over to the fridge and grab a snack.
Exactly. Yeah. So GypsyDanger. I mean, obviously, I would imagine that this account probably. I mean, maybe on PS4 or PC, whatever other system they use, they're probably higher ranked than Rookie.
Well, this is a version 2 account. It says so in the name.
Oh, that's true too. That's true. So not sure if this is, you know, complete Smurf kind of situations, but like I said, we can be the judge of that. But so far,
yeah, no, I think it's fine.
Yeah, so far I haven't seen anything.
Oh, did you hear him?
Oh no, I missed it. I missed it.
All right, he says, "Fuck you up."
Does he actually say that?
Well, you gotta listen to it, James. I don't know how to interpret it.
I mean, Lucia says something that makes it sound like she says that too. She sounds like she says, "What the fuck?" sometimes, and I'm like, huh?
I don't know how else to interpret the Honda one.
Let's see if anybody else knows what he actually says in chat. Oh, man.
Got great patience right there to wait for the jump in.
Oh, yeah.
Now, there are these moments here where Saltmaker plays a little bit more patiently, and when that has happened, I've noticed a lot more success. Right? When he's not, or when they're not just doing hands.
Yeah.
Now, sometimes you do hands. I don't want to stop them from doing that, but sometimes you gotta hang. And when Saltmaker's been patient, they've been doing better.
Well, there you go. That's one mirror, so what's the mix-up on the next mirror? Yeah, you knew that was coming. You had to know that was coming, and again, Saltmaker likes to hit buttons, so there's a potential to get stunned here! Yeah. And this is one of the reasons why a lot of people consider Urien one of the strongest characters, because he has probably one of the best, you know, quote, robbery. We don't say that as a denigration, just that's just what it is. Robbery comeback V-triggers, you know.
Well, my CFN has decided that I'm not watching this one. It's still on black screen for me.
Oh, really?
All to you, James!
Okay, well, alright, Saltmaker has him in the corner here, trying to keep the pressure going. Nice, actually spacing out and punching those the EX knees to get out of the corner. But Saltmaker, yeah, jumping backwards, being a little bit patient. Okay, see, that's another one of those character knowledge things. If you block Honda's EX headbutt, he is minus 784. Like, please beat him up. Dash up and kill him. Everybody can dash and kill him. It is super negative. Oh, no.
He said the thing. Okay.
Crouching medium kick into mirror is not a natural combo on the second mirror, so that is not what you want to go for in that situation. There you go. Saltmaker chilling back there. Here we go, the pressure. Ooh, but the interception with the hand slap right there. Did you get back in the match, David, or no?
I'm replaying the entire match for you right now. I'm just finished the second round.
That's so weird. The match ended.
Yeah, I'm watching it blitz through.
All armored moves are different, Gus Hopper. It just depends on the character. So Honda's EX headbutt, like I said, is
minus 26 to be precise.
Yeah, it's minus 26. Most dashes are what, like 17, 18, 16 frames or something like that. So
yeah, thereabouts. Yeah.
So
some characters can get jump in combos. Many characters get dash in into whatever. But on the other hand, like Abigail EX run punch, armor is safe in most situations at max range. Did you hear him say it?
Oh no, I wasn't listening that time. Well, actually, oh yeah, I was trying to respond to someone in the chat right here. So.
Well, anyway, I'm back in. I'm watching the game finally. Here we go. V-trigger 2 into the corner.
Yep, just a little bit of health.
And the Saltmaker backs away. I like it because I do think that when Saltmaker has taken these moments, they are stronger. Oh, alive!
Yeah, look at this, just down.
You can actually use their butt through. Oh, okay. We're not gonna gonna see it.
You can EX headbutt through the mirror?
You can, because Honda's head doesn't have a hurt box, so you can hit him. Now you'll trade afterwards, but you would have killed him in that situation.
Interesting, okay.
Yeah, pretty weird.
Some of those character-specific interactions that you learn as you go. Ooh, caught him with the fireball just in time. And you know, I mean, that's the interesting thing is that Saltmaker has shown he's willing to fierce headbutt from across the screen like that. And it is very punishable. Ooh, that wasn't a true combo, but he's going to take it anyway. Get that combo. He's going to get the follow-up anyway. Reset.
Yo!
This is something Saltmaker is definitely willing to do. We've seen.
Now listen for the activation.
You out.
What are these names? Come on.
I heard it, but I'm not 100% sure.
That might do it.
Nice.
Yes,
Yeah.
Version 2 ends up moving through.
Urien
Honda's
wins.
threat was not made good. We're just playing first to 2 for now. Okay, we got a Sagat. Sagat versus Sakura. Not a match I have seen often, I'll tell you that. Neither one a very common character. I do think that if the CPT had happened like in normal years this year, I think we would have seen a lot of Sakura this year. Not just because of, you know, some top players using her, but I think we would have seen more players pick her up too. I think she was definitely slept on.
Yeah. And it's interesting because, you know, we've seen a lot of success from Sagat's, you know, between like Zaffarino and a bunch of other people, but Zaffarino, even at the point right now where he just wants to quit the character, I think he's moved on to Seth at this point.
Yeah, I get it. There's certainly limitations for the character, but I do think that Sakura is very strong. I don't think she's perfect, and I wouldn't say she's top tier, but I do think that she's one of the, well, obviously she is one of the characters who can win a major because Nauman did it at Evo Japan, so just as a matter of fact, she is a character who can do it.
Yeah. You know, not even a minorly stacked event. I mean, this is Evo Japan.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good players there, so. All right.
Oh, you haven't been watching? Yeah, no, there's been a lot of really good spacing and control by...
Jeez, I just went through the whole first round. I didn't see any of the first round. Man.
Nah, yeah, I mean, this is a PC thing next time, dude.
Right.
For spectating purposes is just not cutting it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm wondering if I can do that, and you know, I need more monitors because I'm gonna have to capture that window too. So I'll see if I can make it work. Yeah, but right now, one of the tough things is that Sakura doesn't have convenient ways to beat the fireball, and so that actually allows Sagat to play a very strong game, you know.
Yo, Pepe is looking really good. I honestly think that was a very, very strong fighter. I loved the zoning, the punishes were good, the mix-ups the few times that they came were legit, and not even just projectile zoning, I mentioned before, but the use of normal, the use of the walking medium kick, the use of the roundhouse.
Yeah.
Those were all really good.
Yeah, I mean, as we mentioned earlier, he is gold, and he's actually right at the cusp of super gold. So obviously a very strong player. But, you know, that's one of the best things about having a player like this is it properly does give you the challenge of trying to fight a player like this and not having to deal with diamond and platinum players, you know.
So jumped right on out of there. GohansMom a little bit too focused on the mix-up and not as much on what was happening.
Yeah, and stuck in the corner, unfortunately, so this is going to be a tough situation. And yeah, that standing heavy kick time.
Roundhouse?
Oh, man.
Yeah, and again.
Oh, here we go. Opportunity finally for GohansMom. And look at the damage is crazy. Tied in life all of a sudden.
I don't have my feet, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Ooh, not quite stunned. Oh, he tried to go for the overhead. I like the idea, though. Okay. Nice little footsies, neutral, taking advantage of that Sakura foot speed. You know, just walking up with a heavy kick and going for another one.
Round 2.
Oh, that Sakura dance. Oh, my God. burns my soul.
Yeah.
Now, one other thing, so this is good, this is like advice for Gohan's mom as well, you know. Obviously he's gotten a couple of jump-ins like this and gotten good damage off of that, but he has to be aware that Pepe is zoning with that standing heavy kick a lot. So, you know, walk up, crouching medium kick to get under it or something of that degree.
Wow.
Gohan's mom has tried to jump so often and just runs into the kicks from Pepe a lot. So you have to start recognizing when that tactic is not working and try to, you know, get in via other means.
It's a very attractive option, of course, as a Sakura player, because you have a great jump in and you do a ton of damage. And it's just an easy way to move forward, but as you said, Pepe's really called up that move. And he looked for it there too. You could tell Pepe walked up and then did down back for a sec, just waiting to see whether there was a jump.
And also, don't forget, you can crouch under high tigers. That's something that you can do to try to discourage it a little bit.
I wonder if anybody in the chat can tell me, does her E-skill roll get under low tigers?
Oh, that's a good question, actually.
I don't know. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if it does not. I'm wondering.
Yeah, we've seen.
Oh, look at him DP into super. Oh boy.
That's what he wanted to do, but you know what? Nerves are the biggest execute. Oh, that could have been super as well.
Oh, folks.
Oh man.
Oh, and the panic button comes back to life. Oh no, that's minus a lot.
Oh, whoa. Ah.
It was a big scramble. You could really tell both players had that feeling of panic, the feeling of scramble. It's hard to get over that. It really is. But you can see it come out on both sides right there because each one had a chance to do a little bit more. Execution came up, and just the panic of what the decisions should be came up as well. Again, hard to get through that, right? That does take a lot of practice and time to be able to get through consistently. But I liked a lot of what Pepe did. I really liked, as you mentioned, that Pepe was expecting Gohan's mom to jump because there were lots of jumps, and that was, I thought, a really, really nice way to control what his opponent was doing. Yeah, that's part of the intention here, Droid Sensei. Part of the intention is certainly to help give ideas for lower level players on how to improve. We don't want to be too critical, you know what I mean? Like, I certainly, for neither of us, the intention is to drill in too negatively. But certainly to suggest ideas for how to improve, to suggest things that could be done better. I know that there's a feeling of embarrassment sometimes that comes with taking criticism. I feel that too. But, you know, part of the environment here that we're trying to set up is for it to not really be about embarrassment, and just to understand, look, everybody in this tournament isn't about the same boat, right? Everybody's trying to improve. It's not a million people watching the stream, right? So I hope that the way that we've been handling it has been helpful for people.
Yeah, and not only that too, but we're kind of crafting a community here of the guys that are playing. You know, I see people in the Discord talking about being able to play against each other more often. And go ahead and jump to the back of the queue, David.
Yep.
But, you know, they're going to try to set up maybe some longer sets between each other as well. It's very, very cool. And actually, you know, I should upload this onto YouTube so you guys can find it. And I have the first... I didn't upload the first tournament. I'll go do that. I'll try to upload the 2 tournaments and try to get them up there. So that way you guys can see the feedback and have it there permanently.
Good point. JP Dilla, yeah, absolutely. Ask a question.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Ask anything. There are no bad questions here. There are no bad questions. So, what did I say? The Interceptor and GypsyDanger version 2.0.
Any pointers on the Kage matchup for Geef? So you are Geef playing against Kage. So I would say that, in general, my Geef advice is to take it slow and steady and not to jump much, and to just basically treat him like he's only a footsies character until you get up close. I think that's the same kind of thing against Kage. Just walk and block a lot. Stand medium punch is useful. Roundhouse is useful. Fierce to get through stuff is useful because they're armored. Take it slow. But all right, we're gonna burn off clothes, and now it's Interceptor versus GypsyDanger.
I just saw the clothes get burned off. Okay. Oh, okay. Actually, it wasn't too long for me. All right. So, like I said, Interceptor, I think, got 3rd place last week. So, Interceptor obviously up there. And like I said, uses that wall dive very effectively. So that's one of those things that, you know, if you're a player like GypsyDanger, you want to know about your jumping medium punch with Urien, which I believe punches upwards, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay. Yeah, and those headbutts, remember, Urien's regular headbutts are not punishable if you block them. Oof. Nice. And that's another thing that we've seen from Interceptor a lot. Dash forward after this. Oh, okay, that time he went for another wall dive.
Interceptor trying to hang out, and I think part of the intention here is to just stay away from an activation. Just like not even be there. Oh, maybe not.
Oh, shoot, I forgot to change the screen. Oh, my bad, my bad. Sorry.
Here we go. Is that it? No, it's better than the up throw. Again. We see Interceptor do the standing rows and not the crouching anti-air rows, which really could have taken it. But I think that's not a failure of strategy, right? I really think that's just Interceptor not quite getting the execution.
Yeah.
It seems like that's what they're waiting for.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're trying to go for the straight one as the anti-air because the up one doesn't give Vega the combo, right? Like the down one and the straight ones do.
But I mean, you're trying to knock somebody out of the sky.
Yeah, if you just want to anti-air them and not worry about anything else, for sure. Ooh, nice anti-air. Good ready for that. Wow, that was too far for the throw. That definitely did not look too far.
Interceptor is stalked. Definitely a big throw.
Oh, yeah, critical art. Yeah. And again, that was GypsyDanger's mistake right there from not paying attention to the meter. Because as soon as you said he stopped, you know, that's also something GypsyDanger should have been looking at as well and said, you know what, he can react with a rose into super. And that's where, again, you know, character knowledge. You want to know how they can kill you with all their resources. And that's definitely one of Vega's easiest ways to do that.
Yeah, what does the opponent most want, right? What's the easiest way for the opponent to just make a big comeback? And that's the thing you gotta really pay attention to.
Yep.
Very buttons in close, yes. I like that EX headbutt because they have both been just very button easy when playing.
Okay, here we go. GypsyDanger definitely knows his Aegis combos. Probably going to try to set up another one, try to do it with the overhead, but the buttons. Interceptor. Yeah, Interceptor, like I said, has a really nice wall game and also has a pretty strong throw game. Oh my god, that stopped the rows!
Almost.
And I just said.
Forward EX, so despite the fact that there were so many buttons from GypsyDanger earlier, Interceptor guessed
Vega
that
win.
there was going to be a hiatus of them, and they were right.
Yeah. Like I mentioned, I just said it too. Interceptor has a pretty strong throw game, and dash and the command grab is something that he really likes to do. So, you know, obviously watch to see if he has a claw on or not. That's one important thing. Because if he does not have the claw, then he's not going to be able to command throw you.
If he does have the claw, he's not going to be able to command.
No, sorry, yeah, I said that backwards. And, you know, we have seen, you know, some good anti-airs from GypsyDanger, but, you know, again, Vega jumps so fast that sometimes it's just hard to see coming.
I was just going to say, GypsyDanger actually had a forward strong to knock down jumping back Vega, which is really impressive.
Nope. Oh, didn't have the meter for the... Ah, again, see that dash throw? And caught him dashing backwards. You saw that counter hit. Okay. I like this. Ooh, okay. Just goes.
Sky high claw.
And that's what...
movement season.
Yeah, and that's one of those moves also that you've got to study to make sure you know how to punish. Oh, good block. Could have been a lot more damage than that. Remember, if you block Urien's EX headbutt, you've actually got a lot more time to hit it than you think you do.
Yeah. They definitely have made it more fun over the years.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if Interceptor has been reading that GypsyDanger likes to backdash on his wake up, but that's why those EX wall dives have been working so well, just chasing him down on his wake up. Might have been a little bit of a lag spike right there, causing the after part to miss.
I would think that Urien would be able to do EX tackle to punish it, but I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. Oh, mistimed that crouching medium punch, unfortunately. And look at them flying all around the place.
Right.
Freaking flying circus here.
Cue ball.
Yeah, see.
You really see GypsyDanger trying to pay attention to it.
Nice.
There it is. Lovely trouble. Oh no, but then a little bit too much in the way of movement before actually committing to the button.
Yeah. I mean, again, between the quick rise and the back roll, I mean, that's the whole thing. That's the whole mix-up. And you can react to both of them if you practice for it. But that's one of those things that at the high... I don't expect anyone here to be able to practice that right now because that's a very, very high-level skill to be able to work on both of them. But, you know, those are things that you have to be aware of. Whoops, that was 2 out of 2 to 0, right? Yeah, okay.
That was already it, yeah.
Yeah. Whoops. Right. Well, yeah, it is. So, I guess I can't kick... Oh, I guess I can kick them? Should I just kick them? Yeah. Sorry, guys. Ah! There we go.
Huh, okay. Well, hey, Duck Helmet. Thanks a lot for the gifted sub.
Oh, thank you.
Spectating will now begin.
Yes.
So this is going to be Sagat versus Lucia. Tell me what you think about that match.
Bad match for Lucia, unless you are good at using that V-Skill 2. V-Skill 2 will definitely help a little bit because it can avoid low tiger shots if you do it right. But in general, Lucia is kind of weak to projectiles. So
like burn kick won't go over low tiger or anything.
No, she just gets hit. So unfortunately, she can slide under them, but remember the slide requires very specific distances to be like plus or safe or whatever, you know. So it can be tricky. And then because the spacing for the slide is
skill 2.
What's that?
Oh, you haven't started watching it, yes. So Stilsworth has V-Skill 2 and already used it to get over a low tiger.
Oh, okay, there you go. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah.
And also has slid under a tiger shot, so shout out to Stilsworth bringing out the tools right away.
Yeah, there you go. So, but I mean, unfortunately for Sagat is Sagat, so, you know, she can actually still rush him down in the corner like this. Still, I mean, obviously we've seen Pepe use that standing heavy kick. His range can be a very big problem for Lucia, but one of the tricks of Lucia is being able to, you know, throw the light fireball in randomly in neutral to take advantage of people trying to space. But again, raw V-Skill 2 is not necessarily the best way to get over the tiger shot. Running into V-Skill 2, her lower hitboxes are actually projectile invulnerable. It doesn't say that on her frame data, but they are. And so she can actually make it over like fireballs and low tiger shots with the crouching V-Skill. I mean, with running V-Skill 2. Raw V-Skill 2 is definitely very negative on block as well, so it's very punishable.
Yeah, I think the combo that Stilsworth was doing was supposed to be V-Skill 1 ender, right? I think that's probably in his mind.
Oh yeah, you're right. That was muscle memory. That happens to me all the time, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well here's Stilsworth into the corner. Oh, could have killed!
Oh, what?
Trample him.
Yeah, I gotta watch out for that V-trigger. Ooh, yeah, good spacing on that slide.
This is a risk of super chip.
Oh! That could have been death too.
Nice. Roundhouse anti-aired against jump roundhouse. I didn't know which one of them would win there. Her jump roundhouse really dangles down pretty far, but I guess stand roundhouse is good enough.
Yeah, her jumping roundhouse has a deceptively large hurt box. At least it feels that way to me. You can hit it pretty easily.
No, it feels like one of those moves that has a long hitbox, but also a long hurt box too. Yeah.
That's interesting, a comment from Boo here, you know, amazed that good players are so consistent at getting throws to go to the right direction to force your opponent into the corner. Yeah, that is definitely true. You know, it's just something that you gotta be keeping in mind. Because when you're at that level, you're never not aware of where you are in the playing field. So whenever you go for the throw, you already automatically know which way you want to throw. Oh my god! Let's just hit heavy kick a bunch!
Well, it's been working out.
Yeah.
Stilsworth took all that damage in part because they put themselves into the corner.
Yeah.
to try to get that cross-up, you know, even though they had a lot of stun mounting on Pepe. So the temptation is to do the little mix-up to try to get that last little bit, but you saw the downside that they're in the corner.
Oh boy, damage! Oh, we could have did... Oh, well, maybe he was trying to save it for the next round.
Maybe.
Yeah, so... Oh boy! Here we go, what's the mix-up? Oh, no anti-air that time.
Oh,
okay.
no, it's not.
So, one of the tricky things right now about Lucia, one of the hardest things to learn about Lucia is to try to call your jumps. Because it really feels like that's the only way she has it. And so you jump, players who play Lucia do tend to jump a lot. Because it really feels like there's not very many other ways in. And so I've seen that a lot from Stilsworth, just kind of going into that. And by using
you gotta jump sometimes, and you just saw part of why. So even if you get anti-aired, you gotta remember, if Sagat anti-airs you, it's, I don't know, 60 to 80 damage, I would guess, something like that.
Unless it's a crush counter.
But sure. But in general, it's under 100.
Yeah.
Whereas if you get the jump in, you're doing, I don't know what she does, 200 to 300, something like that. So it is a nice benefit to
and Stilsworth, again, making that mistake of going for the cross-up in the corner. One of the things to mention is that Lucia's corner pressure is some of the best in the game. She has some of the scariest corner pressure, so you want to keep people in the corner as much as possible. One of the things that Stilsworth will also have to learn is how to use the V-Skill 2 in the run mix-up game.
Right.
I have that whole video. Really I have a whole video on YouTube about that, so I would recommend checking that out as well.
Well, I like the ranges we've seen from Stilsworth here. They've found the crouching short spot for the most part. Ooh, not there, but in general, found the spot where she can actually combo out of it, which is super good. Found the spot where V-Skill 2 is safe, effectively.
You mean the after the slide, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's found the light kick slide into combo afterward, which is not an easy spot to find.
Yeah. The hardest thing about that thing is that it's a different distance depending on if they're standing or crouching, which is what makes it really tough to use. Oof. Okay, here we go. Burn kick pressure.
That was in TP for sure. Yeah. Not forward fierce.
And again, Stilsworth, you saw him jumping. He likes the cross-up so much, and he ends up putting himself in the corner and losing that corner position. That is one of the things that Stilsworth is really going to have to learn, because he could.
Oh, that could have been.
Pepe, a lot of meter here.
Oh, punish. Could have killed.
Yeah.
The scramble comes up.
And then there's the anti-air.
So, just like you said, the temptation to jump is very high. And Pepe correctly called that out. So shout out to Pepe for looking for the anti-air and then for actually getting the anti-air. Two not easy things to do in a big moment like that.
Yeah, honestly, so that round right there, that game right there was a perfect example of, we saw towards the end Pepe doing a good job anti-airing, doing all these cool things, and you'd be like, okay, so Pepe just really made that comeback. What really happened was, once again, Stilsworth got his opponent into the corner and then went for the cross-up. The cross-up is another thing that's very tempting for a Lucia player, and in that situation, you shouldn't be going for it. Once you've got the opponent in the corner, the fireball pressure becomes so much scarier, run cancel becomes scary, and burn kick pressure becomes scary. And so you want to lock the opponent in that little space, like just outside of their poke, and stay there with either raw burn kicks or up fireballs or even straight fireballs and then run cancels. Again, Lucia's strength is the corner pressure. That is where she is going to get almost all of her, clean wins. If your round goes right, you push them in the corner and they die, because that is one of where her strengths lie. So, don't go for the cross-ups in the corner that often. Take advantage of that corner position right there. Okay. But unfortunately, that does mean Stilsworth is out of the tournament in 5th place, just like GypsyDanger, both of them. But very, very close. Even though that was 2-0, Stilsworth very, very close there. So great job to him. And we're going to be jumping to our first 3 out of 5. So let me change the battle settings here to 3 out of 5.
And it was Laura again, right?
Yeah.
Or have we not seen? Okay.
Pretty sure. So KinoTheatre.
Alright, let's get into the match. Come on. I'm on please wait too. This might be a blow up.
Oh boy. Oh,
Come on,
boy.
SF5, you can do it.
It is the game that we play.
It has begun on my end. Yep, it's Laura and Mika. Yeah, this is the kind of match that can go fast, but at the same time, both characters are so explosive that players sometimes will play matches like this very slowly, just to avoid getting into that at all. You know what I mean? Like, if the character has the ability to end a match fast, you don't want to be near them. Would you end up playing slowly?
Round one.
So it's been very foot-to-face so far, very slow so far.
Again,
This
is winner's final, so it's 3 out of 5. Yep. Okay. Goes for the throw.
Out of the corner.
Oh, stop the armor on the microphone. No anti-air.
Yeah, a couple of times that's been so consistent for Kino, and not right there.
Yeah, but again, this is the perfect example that even someone just meaty armor.
What a I love it.
Oh my god.
The ability to make that comeback is so important.
But, you know, one of the things is, you know, KinoTheatre had been anti-airing so well in most of the matches, but, you know, you play against a Laura, you get a little nervous, and then you can see even players who have had great anti-air now suddenly can be jumped in on. So that's a lesson to learn, you know. The mix-ups will work. You just have to have a real mix-up. If there's a way to get out of that mix-up every time, then it's not a mix-up.
I'd love to see a fast button after blocking that elbow.
And you know, it takes some training to get yourself used to doing that. So for sure, you can't blame anyone for not doing it every time. And that's the second time KinoTheatre's gone for the throw after blocking that elbow. Again, just throw out a standing light punch for Mika instead, or a standing light kick. And that should be able to...
I'm sure that she can do throw and have it whiff and then crouching strong as Laura's up in her guard.
Yeah, that's probably true too. But EX elbow is definitely punished. Whoops.
No. Okay.
that worked.
Love it. Love it. Mix up.
Ooh. Okay, counter hit confirm into the throw. Yep, there's that Laura mix up. And again, that's...
Slide. Is it enough? It's close.
Mika
2 rounds
wins.
that Kino won right there were gutsy enders. I love it. Right? Like, went up there and got the command grab both times. As a grappler player, you can't be afraid to do that sort of stuff.
Right, but again, that is something to take note of, right? So if you are Dro, then you got to think to yourself, okay, at the end of the round, especially if I have that chunk of a life, make sure to watch out for command throw. You know, favor jumping away or backdashing or something to that degree. There you go.
Fast button.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. Okay.
Okay, look at this. You see what I'm talking about? Sometimes matches like this with explosive characters slow down. I think they're both playing with that recognition right now.
Yeah, both of them doing a good job anti-airing. And I do like KinoTheatre switching between whether he jabs or throws. You know, that's part of that mix-up. When they put themselves in that minus position, probably thought he was going to ring under. And same situation, if you ever go to a throw... Yeah, okay, perfect right there. That's exactly what I was talking about there. If you ever go for a regular throw, just have an anti-air ready to go. Because if you throw them, then you can react to that and do your post-throw mix-up. But if they jump away from it and neutral jump, you will have your anti-air ready to go. Anytime you
don't even have to think about it, right? You just press the throw button, then immediately match from whatever your anti-air is.
Is that gonna work?
No!
Okay.
Move forward, that's weird.
Okay, here he goes, gonna be able to get the combo off of that.
Nice set of little mix-ups. Does reset though. Oh, big punish chance!
Just a throw, yeah, you're gonna have to study that one. What's your best damage you can get in that situation? Go to the lab and test that out.
Oh, it's becoming a slobber knocker right here. You can feel it. Yes.
Oh, dang! Oh, dang! Okay. There you go.
And I think that Dro recognized the situation because he started jumping a little bit more. It felt like to me to evade the crouching Pierce. And yet, crouching Pierce came to the rescue anyway.
Oh boy. Nice timing on those meaty command throws, though. Yeah, get out of there, but still chased down. Look at this. And damage off of this. I really like the way Kino is playing that meaty game. Oh, nice.
Love the crouching short. This might kill.
Oh, no. Nope. Combo drop. Oh, that could have.
Oh, no, those were chances. And yet, Kino ends up taking it anyway. So a couple of missed opportunities, but the bulk of
Mika.
what mattered was there. The decision making was there.
No, wait.
One thing I'll say about the command grab, I agree with you that I like that Kino goes up and does that. Not all the time, but sometimes, and that's, I think, a really good ratio. That said, doing that grab rather than the one that snowballs, I forget what the names of each one are, but, you know, the one where she lands in front point blank and gets the pressure one. That's the one that I would rather see unless that grab's gonna kill or stun, because it's better, I think, to have pressure again.
Yeah, use the kick command throw, because after the kick command throw, dash into button or dash into command throw loop is so dangerous for Mika. Oh, perfect. Yeah, you see the weakness of that crouching medium punch right there. The nerf on her medium punch getting hit by the cross-ups. And here comes Dro, and he had it. He tried to go for the anti-air, just missed it. That's not going to kill, unfortunately.
No.
Just goes for the throw. Okay. Brimstone. That's the one. Brimstone versus Typhoon. Rainbow Typhoon is the other one. Good anti-air. You see, those anti-airs are so key, right? You get that anti-air. Not only do you get the anti-air, but then you get the mix-up afterwards. So that's why
you have can anyway. Unfortunately, Kino actually backdashed and gave it up.
I think it was maybe trying to fade out.
Trying to snowball.
In there again. And, you know, one of the things that especially... okay, just went for a heavy kick. We've seen KinoTheatre use that for the tick throw a lot, but... Okay, so this is a good situation to use that throw to put him in the corner to go for the Typhoon instead. Oh, wait.
And it did.
Oh, dang. Okay, my view got really staggered all of a sudden.
Yeah, mine did too. It got pretty loud. But Mika ends up getting the command grab. and yeah. You guys know what game we're playing, right?
Could have been someone was mashing buttons. You know how that goes in this game. So.
Right.
I used to think that people were kicking their router whenever they got stunned, but now it makes sense whenever the game lags, when someone gets stunned.
Very jump heavy, yes. You can see if somebody gets hit in that situation, like Dro is getting hit right there, individual hits, light, that kind of stuff. That mostly means that they're trying to jump forward.
Right. Very jump heavy gameplay from Dro right now.
Yeah, it wasn't so much like that before, but here it is, Crouching Fierce. And another V-Rev. There's been a lot of them. And I think for Laura, that's something that maybe you should be a little bit more sparing with.
Although if you do V-Rev, it would be against the drop kick.
Okay.
The drop kick is what you want to V-reversal, because that post-drop kick mix-up is painful. And you'll see a lot of the top players out there, they almost, when they fight Mika, it's like they lose their V-trigger. And they only use their V-gauge to V-reversal drop kicks, just so they don't have to deal with that mix-up right there. But that was a lot of good comebacks from KinoTheatre, and so KinoTheatre is actually going to 3-0 his way into grand finals. Nice.
Let's go. You know, didn't Kino earlier in the chat say that this is their first time making top 8?
Yeah.
And then, by the way, maybe also the first time making grand finals? Nice work. Anyway, Kino, look, you're here to train up. One of these days, you're going to be the tough local, alright?
And this is good experience here, because as much as everybody likes to say, you know, you learn by fighting people stronger than you, you can also learn a lot by fighting people that you can beat. And you just start learning what works. You learn the rhythm of your character on successful matches. And I love Pepe with that jumping medium punch. You know, that was something that we saw was missing from GypsyDanger trying to fight the off the wall.
We've seen it a couple of times already. That said, Interceptor's got a definite life advantage.
Yeah. And remember, he was the one that said...
I don't know this matchup very well. I don't know if I've ever seen it at a high level.
Yeah.
I feel like it would be hard for Sagat.
Don't forget, as strong as we've seen Pepe play, Interceptor was the one that put Pepe in the losers. So this is a run back.
Oh, right.
So let's see.
Yeah, and I saw in the Discord they were talking about it. Pepe said that it was a wash.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. So I mean, one of the reasons why this can kind of be a little bit tough is because Interceptor is going off the wall a lot. So you see, Pepe has developed a way to stop that, but that just means Pepe hasn't been able to play this fireball game that he wants to play. You know. Okay, here we go. Yeah, and he should be able to juggle after that, after the Angry Scar, even maybe before the Angry Scar. I'll have to test that out, at least with the EX uppercut. And look at this, big damage. Oh, you could definitely do. Oh, never mind. He's just gonna spend all of the meter to make sure he takes this round, which is which is respectable. I'm totally down with that.
Yeah.
Final round. Fight.
A little more patience here from Interceptor. So I don't think that we've seen a V-skill through the fireball, but I would think that'd be important in this match. Just thinking about Vega's options.
Yeah, don't worry about it, Duck Helmet. Duck, like I said, it's a tough game. Street Fighter V can be a tough game to get strong in. Requires a lot of research. Ooh, look at this jump in.
Making the pressure count. Oh, that's stun? Maybe.
Oh
yes.
Man,
okay.
the throw loops.
Oh no!
Oh, in the critical art, yeah, so this is gonna catch him up here.
This is maybe 2 more mix-ups? Wow, it's Vega. It's maybe 3, I don't know.
Oh no! Just the wake-up throw.
You know, honestly, I like it a lot. Because in that situation, the Interceptor may have bet that was going to be wake-up DP. And if that's your bet, then you're sitting there blocking. And if Pepe is like, oh, I know what you're up to, then the idea instead is wake-up throw.
Yeah, that's also...
So I think it's pretty reasonable on both sides. Understandable.
That's one thing that I agree with in the chat here from Gufford over here. It takes a while to find the character that clicks. Like I said, even though Cammy's been strong every season, I never really clicked with the character, and ever since I found Lucia, just everything changed, so I just have so much more fun now. And,
that is a big deal. Actually having fun.
Yeah, right now, Pepe has been doing such a good job with the air-to-air versus the wall dive that Interceptor's been having a little bit troubles here. We've seen this, this is what happened to him 2 weeks ago as well. Whenever he fought the players that could stop the off-the-wall, it kind of made things a little bit tougher for him. So what he needs to do right now is to try to focus a little bit more on the footsie game, stand in medium punch a little bit more.
And like I said, here's a big chance. I really think that this is a match where Vega's V-skill could be really useful.
Yeah.
But typically, like you were mentioning, Interceptor wants to play further.
Yeah, you see he always walks outside of even his own range.
Yeah.
He doesn't like to engage close up, so one of the things that that Interceptor has right now is a fear of playing close. And Vega can be very threatening up close. And that's something that he's going to have to learn. Oh, that hit low! Yeah, that hit.
Scramble.
And again,
little scramble.
The reason why that happened right there probably was because Interceptor was trying to walk away, because he's trying to back up a lot. See, he's almost always walking backwards, and that's one of the things that, you know, you could take advantage of with that step kick from Sagat. Yeah, one of the key things that Interceptor is going to have to pick up on is a little bit more of the, you know, footsie game, the neutral game, not just the slide, but learning to use that standing medium punch a lot.
Well, that said, Interceptor has been playing over the last 10 seconds more in mid-range.
Yes.
Although it's been slides, but it hasn't been just staying away, which I think is great.
Yeah, it hasn't just been that and wall dive. Oh, okay. Surprise!
Coming right back at you, yep.
And see, dash up and walk backwards and got caught low. And so big amount of damage right there for Pepe. Having said that, though, he's close to if he blocks another couple of tigers, he could get another V-trigger.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Oh, too far. Okay, there we go. V-trigger's on deck again. Uh-oh, that dead?
Is that enough? It's not. Hold on.
Oh, what a throw tech! Oh no, the Rose is too slow!
That was sick. I love that control right there. And if that had been a jump back, and if that had been one of several different buttons, that would have won regardless. So shout out to Pepe because, again, in chat, Pepe said that that was a wash when they played the first time in Interceptor's advantage. That time, quite a different story. So shout outs to Pepe for learning from things and figuring it out.
That was that was 2 out of 3. That's right. That's right.
2 out of 3.
Yeah.
Yep. So good work. The Pepe Interceptor is eliminated. Again, for Interceptor side, I think by the end of that we started to see a little bit better recognition of where to play. We did see the slides at that mid-range a little bit more. I think that was an indication of that's what Interceptor had figured out that they needed to do. But maybe a little bit too late, so next time that's something to focus on a little bit more.
This is Grand Finals, but now here's more of that experience here. Dro, I mean, he had, I think he actually was the one in winner's side last time and got 2 sets and lost 2 sets in a row, I believe. And so, no, actually, yeah, he was in winner's side last time and he lost 2 of them. So now, this time he is coming from the loser side. So he's very aware that it's possible to make this comeback. So
that range, that's been the key for Kino. That one little spot. And I know it's hard to escape. But that has been the thing that I think you need to watch out for.
Alright, so
Kino... Yeah, Pepe, thanks a lot for hanging out. Thanks a lot for playing. Good job. Congrats on your placing.
Yeah, great job to all the players today.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a great spot because you played well, you got far, and at the same time, there's still a lot to work on, which I think is something that should be, that's encouraging, right? Like, there's stuff that you know what to do. It's great.
Woo! Here we go into the corner.
Knocked out of the sky.
Oh, good block on that side switch.
Oh, these are so good right now. Oh no!
Yeah, that microphone's gonna hit. He wasn't close enough to get the combo off of that.
And Necalli Pierce activate. That's the intention.
Yeah, I mean, what's really interesting about this is we've seen how much Dro has been able to smother the opponent like he did to Pepe a little bit earlier. But what we've seen here is that Kino just doesn't give Dro that opportunity. Well, actually, here is that opportunity. Yeah, there you go. When you block that standing medium punch from Laura, you gotta be careful. She's plus on block. So you can't be hitting buttons too much in between.
There's so much patience by Kino. I think you look at Mika sometimes and you think, oh, this player's just doing whatever. But in fact, you look at the way he's playing, and there's a lot of just walking up into anti-air range, hanging out, and waiting, and expecting and calling out that people will move first. Just like that right there.
And again, KinoTheatre doing a good job. We had talked about it the first time they played each other, making sure that he takes his turn after blocking that light elbow. We've seen that a couple of times. Oh no, he mistimed that. Mistimed it. Okay, clapped him out of the air. How many times have we seen? How many times have we seen KinoTheatre end it with that? A lot.
Hey, can you switch the names?
Oh, did I have the names in the wrong place? Oh, you're right. Sorry, my bad. Let's do that.
Oh wow, yes. Again, I'm waiting for that spot. And rolling out of there. Oh, this is great harassment here. Excellent harassment. Not letting go, and there's the stun. Let's go, Dro.
Oops! No! That's the combo! Oh god! No! Okay. I was about to say, not like this. Not like this.
Yeah.
One of the things, and again, like I said, this is what Dro wants to do. When Dro gets that momentum going and is able to start steamrolling people with Laura, that's where he's been able to get a lot of the offense and a lot of the power out of Laura. And Kino has been doing such a good job preventing that from happening or making the comebacks that he's needed. So let's see if Dro can find a way to keep that momentum. And really, it's about not putting himself in that range that Mika has that kind of advantage.
Well, actually, I was just going to say, we've seen Dro just in the start of this round be outside of sweep, expect that the opponent will jump and anti-air, just like this, right outside of that spot. So I think Dro is picking up on that range.
Well, look at this.
I
And
think that's what we're seeing right now.
yeah, and I do want to say on my end over here, we are seeing a lot of little stutters. So again, you know, the net code might not be the best, but look at this. Dro is just going in with buttons. Medium punch, standing medium kick, crouching medium punch. Just buttons. And I love this pressure from him, this neutral game suddenly. It's like he's kind of discovered that Kino is not ready for this kind of pressure from Laura.
It's been ranging out of Mika's pressure, been outside of it, or right up point blank in Laura pressure. Those are the two spots between Dro and this game. And those are 2 hard spots to deal with. Okay, super. You know, that's okay. Sometimes you expect that.
Fudo
It's not
says,
what you want to eat, but it's just the cost of doing business sometimes.
Fudo has said, you know, he always uses that super as a one-time DP, and that's basically what it is, so. Oh, nice tech. Oh, here we go. Can he get the combo this time? Oh, uses that to set up.
There.
Yeah, see. Now, that is one thing that Dro is going to have to be careful. If he does use that standing medium kick, remember, it's been nerfed. So opportunity! The cross-up hit.
Was, sure.
Too far.
Yet again, I don't know how many times in that game we saw Dro just outside of sweep, just outside of crouching fierce, just outside of drop kick, and a bunch of those times we saw Dro whip punish as well. So I do think we're seeing a big understanding of what it is that Kino likes to do, and now it's on Kino to try to figure it out. Oh, it's not on 3 out of 5 again?
Oh, shoot, I forgot to change it. Okay, I'm changing it here right now. This is my bad.
Well, yeah, alright.
Okay, so we'll do this one, and then we'll kick him out after this match. So if Dro wins this one, jump back out and jump back in just so we can make sure that the numbers are correct. Sorry. I know, right, Dro? Sorry, killing his momentum. It's my bad.
Let's do this.
Something I gotta remember to keep track of next time.
Mm-hmm.
That's right, Nolan. Let's go, KinoTheatre! No, I'm just kidding. No, it'd be cool to see Dro if he can, you know, get second place last time and then come back here and win the tournament this time. It'd be super cool to kind of see that advancement, you know?
Absolutely.
Round 1.
Okay, so we've already seen some good anti-airs here from Kino. I know you're not there yet, but we've been seeing him really control. Yep.
Okay, there's that slide. And that is
Ready
definitely...
again for the anti-air.
Yeah, I like that from KinoTheatre. You see how he's not sliding anymore? He's actually thinking about it a little bit here. And wow, did I really ice Dro like this? Man.
Well, I don't know that that's even what it is. It's I would say Kino waiting a lot more and not giving in to the temptation of move first. And that was such a strong round to start out. That said, the connection looked like garbage.
Yeah, that's the worry. Yeah, but I do like that, you know, Dro is recognizing that when he does get that standing medium kick block, it's not Laura's turn anymore. So you can't try to go for too much pressure. Oh no! The classic, you tried to throw and it... Oh no! And then Mika, KinoTheatre dropping his drop kick combo.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought that we saw Dro just stand there and not do anything.
I think he was still in the middle of his dash. I think he was at the very end of his dash. Oh boy, meaty! And oh, interesting. Oh, you know what? Anything you can do, I can do better.
I love it.
One mix-up. Oh, 2 mix-ups. I'm sorry, I lied. Oh no!
No, did elbow on block and then grab. Unfortunately, Kino was just frozen, and now it is reset point for Dro.
Yeah, that could have been a delay tech from Dro, you know, just in case Kino went for the throw and Kino just decided to do nothing. But again, you have to take that turn because there's really no way Laura can rob that from you if she doesn't have a full critical bar. Unless you want to, you know, do a massive turn steal with a, you know, with something much slower than a light punch.
Again gives up the reversal.
Here we go. Again, hitting buttons after that elbow. KinoTheatre is forgetting about attacking. Okay, there we go. Oh no! Threw him out of the V reversal. Good stuff. Because remember,
I definitely think this is a player who is more accustomed to using a character, whether it's Ryu or whoever, that is, you know, not concerned about its V trigger. Really, Ryu's V trigger is okay, it's fine, but it's not key. And there's 2 bars, so no big deal if you give up one. You're probably gonna get another. Whereas for Laura, it does figure in a lot more into her game to have V trigger.
oh, yeah, there was that walking back away. And that is like the 9th time I've seen KinoTheatre use that clap. Probably was supposed to be crouching medium punch or something, but I don't know, but it's working.
I think so too.
I don't even know that worked as an anti-air. Oof. Getting in there with that slide again. Okay, I like it. Recognition from Dro there that Kino likes to go for that command throw in that situation after the anti-air crouching medium punch. Oh! Laura's still hits pretty well behind her. Interrupted crouching heavy punch. Oh yeah, gotta watch out for Nadeshko.
And Nadeshko did the dirty work right there.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that, you know, again, character knowledge right there. As soon as Nadeshko hits, Laura's fireball goes away.
Yeah.
Right, so that's something that, you know, KinoTheatre could have comboed off of it, but it's okay. He still took that round anyway.
Unfortunate error, but ready for the answer. Oh no, not gonna work.
Make sure you punish that well. Yep, there you go. Probably should have went for the other follow-up off of the elbow to switch sides. One of those things to keep in mind. And one of the things that Dro is going to have to practice, I think, is hit confirming off of stand medium punch. If he sees the counter hit, then he can go for medium punch into elbow. If he doesn't, then just do medium punch at your death.
Yes, it is enough.
Yeah.
Now it's 2-2.
Yeah, so like I said, Dro always does medium punch into elbow. And if it's not a counter hit, it doesn't combo, and so he ends up in a situation where he puts himself minus. He's going to have to learn to hit confirm the medium punch, crouching medium punch, and if the first hit was a counter hit, then you complete the motion. And if it wasn't, then you just don't, you do the motion for the elbow, but you don't actually hit the button, you know? Okay, so here we go. Did I really ice Dro here? I think I did.
Hey, that's something that happens in big tournaments too.
Yep, you have to get used to the experience of dealing with garbage Kyo. No, I was kidding. Oh man. Yep, again, standing at good range to be out of that slide. See, that time Kino switched it up. Instead of sliding, went for the jump, and I like that it worked out well. Oh, he landed with a command grab, and it worked.
Trying to chase.
Yeah, and then tried to.
And Dro, to his credit, I really think that he's trying to outrange. Oh, no activation on the Nadeshko. I wonder why.
That's weird. Oh, back Dro. Oh.
Just an error, unfortunately for Dro. You know what Dro wanted. It was supposed to come down with the hit, end the round, and instead now it's match point and tournament point for KinoTheatre. Great tech. Well, are we seeing more movement from Kino now?
Okay. Again, that slide has just been working so well for Kino. Yeah, see right there, not a counter hit, and so he puts himself in that next.
This might kill.
Oh, he missed it! He missed the critical. Oh, there it is. There it is. And there you go, KinoTheatre.
First top 8, first grand finals, and first tournament win. Hats off.
Mika wins.
Awesome performance today. Whew. Nice.
Oh man.
Work. Unfortunately, Dro got frozen. I still stuck to Dro's feet.
Well, I mean, KinoTheatre, like I said, is able to utilize this if he wants to play one of us, if he wants to play David or myself.
Actually, I got a skedaddle. I have a family Zoom call in precisely 2 minutes.
Really?
So,
oh, dang. Okay, you're gonna...
It's gonna be on you.
Man. Well, KinoTheatre, God, Mika's terrified here.
You know, yeah, I just as a summation, I really liked the range. I think that's something I talked about a lot. And as it went on, I found more and more that there was not just that range on Kino's side, but the patience, right? The ability for a Mika player to turn the patience of an individual spot looking for an anti-air and such into the risk of a slide or into the risk of a charged drop kick or whatever it is. I really liked that switch of being at the right spot into looking for whichever was the correct option. I thought that was something that very few people were able to deal with today. So hats off. Nice work.
Should I do a first to 2 or first to 3? I'll do a first to 2 because then I can analyze it a little bit quicker.
All right. Well, I got to get going.
Yeah, no problem. No problem.
Everybody.
Thanks for jumping on here, David.
A lot of fun.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, looking forward to doing this again for sure. All right. Well, James is sticking around. I'm the one who's got to get going. I got a family Zoom call that I'm going to go take care of. So thanks a lot, everybody. Have a good night.
Okay. Congratulations again, KinoTheatre. Your first top 8. Your first tournament win. And once I see you do all this stuff, once you've practiced all this stuff, I expect to see you murder everybody next time we do this. But thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for hanging out. For all the other people who are watching as well. For everybody who played, I hope everybody had a good time and really enjoyed watching this. Like I said, it depends on the weekend. Sometimes I've got some Soul Calibur commentary I need to do. So last weekend I had the salt mine thing that I had to do, so I couldn't do this event. But I'll try to run this as often as I can. And honestly, it was only like 4 hours, and I thought if I did 32 players instead of 16, it would take longer. But it was about 4 hours last time, so it really wasn't that bad. So that's encouraging. So that's pretty good. So hopefully I'll be able to keep this up again for next time. But hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope you guys had a good time. Thank you guys for everything, and always let me know if you guys enjoyed this. Tweet at me about this so I can retweet it as testimonials. And if you appreciate the content and everything like that, feel free to sub, gift sub, all that stuff like that. Not necessarily, but not necessary, especially in these tough quarantine times. Totally get it. But if you guys do want to help me out in any ways, like I said, testimonials on Twitter are always a nice thing to have. So, in any case, thanks guys for tuning in. Thanks guys for watching. And hope you guys enjoyed the second edition of the Sure You Can Scrimmage. What do you get when you do a DP motion plus thumbs up? Sure you can! Oh man, I love it. And I love the N as the DP motion, the Z for the DP motion. I don't know, I was super happy with the logo. I'm super happy with the logo. In any case, take care guys, have a good night. I destroyed myself.